I'm Steve. I live at Cluny Hill in the Findhorn Foundation, and I'm going to be talking about my experimental vegetable garden. I call it experimental because I don't really know what I'm doing. So I was very inspired by a visit to Air Raid and also Craig Gibson's garden in the park, by the idea of perennial vegetables, these vegetables which once they're established kind of continue to grow and can more or less be harvested most times of the year. It seemed like a really good idea to me, so I've kind of been experimenting with that as my kind of summer project. I've got 4 raised beds and a few other areas. Most of it is taken from seed, and some of it was sown directly into the ground, and it's all grown. It's all grown pretty big, so I have to harvest quite regularly. So mostly we're talking about kales, so it's Siberian kale, Russian kale, walking stick kale. I've also got some slightly exotic root crops like yacon and oca. So these cabbage trees, I've got 12 of them all together, and they're supposed to grow very tall with a sort of central trunk coming up from the middle. So we'll see if that happens. This one's about 4 foot tall at the moment. I use quite a lot of seaweed on the soil, which I get from the local beach. This Siberian kale, it's got so much architecture to it. It's almost like curly kale. This broccoli and these sprouts were planted by Simone. Doing very well. And this is what happens when you let fennel get out of control. I think the kitchen appreciate me constantly throwing kale at them. So when it comes to gardening, I think I've learnt a lot of the standard lessons that people learn, things to do with patience and working on a bigger time scale and learning when to leave things alone just to get on with what they're doing, and a different opinion of the rain. It's a good thing. But there's also stuff to do with the garden being quite forgiving. So I make quite a lot of mistakes, and nature, at least at this scale, is quite forgiving of those mistakes, and it kind of regrows and heals over. Anyway, these guys should last over the winter, and you know, maybe they'll stand up and start walking around like triffids, I don't know.